All right, what's up, everybody? It's your boy Joey Work from Run Pure Bets, and I'm back with another week, another fighter. This week we got UFC middleweight special guest Cody StamanN. What's up, Cody?
Hey, how are you?
So first off, I want to say from all of us at Run Pure Bets, condolences to your brother, man. We were all rooting for you in that Brian Kelleher fight, and I know that must have meant a lot to you.
Yeah, it was a big fight, under pretty dire circumstances. So I'm glad I went out there and did my job.
Awesome. So I know you've been a very busy fighter during this quarantine, fighting in both June and July. Is there a time you're targeting to return to the octagon, or even an opponent you like to fight? Did I lose him? It's not me, right? All right. Well, hopefully we can get Cody back in here. He's there. He is. All right.
Oh,
Sweet.
sorry, I don't know what happened.
No problem. We got you back. You look
Cool.
good. All right. So I was just saying. I know you've been busy during this quarantine. Wondering if you had a target return to the octagon and maybe even a fighter you'd like to fight.
I'm thinking November, December. Hopefully Vegas. I really don't want to go back to Fight Island. That trip really messed me up as far as like the timing, the time schedule and stuff. I didn't really have a lot of time to, prepare. Obviously, it was a super short notice fight, but yeah, anytime in November here in Las Vegas, or I'll wait. I'll wait for him to come back. Who knows who it could be? Honestly, I mean, I could literally fight anyone in the top 15. I know there's a lot of guys barking, trying to get a number next to their name. So, maybe I fight one of those guys. In a perfect world, I fight Sean O'Malley. That'd be sweet. We both fought about the same time. I don't think he took much damage his last fight. He should be ready to get back at it after getting cat picked one time and quitting. See if we can repeat that process for him. Let people know he's not as good as everyone thought.
Yeah, that would be interesting. I would like that. So I want to go back to the Yangdong Song fight. I know, first off, I personally think you definitely won that fight. I don't really care what the judges say. But my question is, like, after rewatching the fight personally, and you probably feel the same way, you think you did enough to win that fight?
Yeah, I mean, there's obviously every single time you watch a fight, you make mistakes. There's things you could have done better. There's things you could have done more of. I should have been more offensive on my feet. I should have pushed him back more. But I mean, that was kind of my game plan, was just to kind of feel him out in the first round. Make him wrestle a couple of times, get him scared of the shot, and then kind of open up in the second round, and then put him away in the third. I got damn close, and in my eyes and in my coach's eyes, and I think a lot of people's eyes, I definitely won 2 of the 3. Coming out with a draw after a fight, I really, really prepared. I was really, really well prepared for that fight. So when you do everything you're supposed to do, and everything lines up, and you fight a guy that's got as much clout as Yangdong did, and then you don't get the result. Obviously, it's a weird thing, and it's a draw. It's like, and everyone's like, yeah, everyone knows you won that fight. It's like, well, my record doesn't reflect that, and neither did my paycheck. So, yeah, that was just one of those weird circumstances. But then this is MMA. You see bad decisions every week.
Yep.
Every week. This isn't something exclusive to me. So I can't really like sit here and cry about it anymore. I mean, I'm over that fight. I think I fixed the mistakes I made, and moving forward, it's not going to do anything but it's a little bump in the road.
Awesome. Yeah, that's a great attitude. All right, so if it's all right with you, we'll run through your thoughts on the main card for tomorrow's UFC Fight Night event.
Oh yeah,
cool. So the first fight on the card is Magny and Kalev versus Ian Cutabella. This is an interesting fight, as these two have a rematch from their last fight. Both of them was February, in which Magny ended it by KO 38 seconds into the first round. Other than this fight, his only loss was his first fight in the UFC back in Paul Craig in 2018. He hasn't lost. He's 4-0 since then, 3 KOs. Cutabella, always an interesting character. He's 4-4 in the UFC. Out of his 15 wins, 12 are by knockout. I really doubt this one goes to the judges' scorecards. How do you see this one going?
I mean, this is like super controversial stoppage where the guy was still standing, still throwing punches. He was kind of like playing possum. I think he was okay. I think he did get cracked with a shot, but he was kind of like acting like he was more hurt than he was. And I mean, that ref is a complete idiot. Stopped that fight too soon. But it's hard to beat somebody after they beat you. There's an added weight to that. And he was definitely, not landing those big shots in the exchanges. So, I think we're going to see, obviously, maybe a little longer fight, and hopefully the ref knows the hell he's doing this time. But I think the same guy wins the fight. I'm not going to try to say his name. I'm going to fucking butcher it.
Yeah, I already did that. So,
yeah.
All right. So the next fight, we got Ricardo Llamas versus Billy Ajayo. MMA vet Ricardo Llamas, who's been fighting the UFC since 2011. He's fought big names, including Jose Aldo, Cub Swanson, Max Holloway, Charles Oliveira, Diego Sanchez, just to name a few. Unfortunately, he's lost 3 of his last 4 and is off a year layoff and a loss to Calvin Kattar. The up-and-coming star, Billy, he's off a decision loss on Dana White's Contender Series. He's a well-rounded fighter. I've seen him fight multiple times on the regional scene around here. And he's a talented boxer and grappler at times. He's fought some big names on the regional scene, including Jared Gordon and Shane Burgos. Do you think the young Billy at 2-1 odds has a chance here?
No, I don't. I think Ricardo Llamas is just the more experienced veteran. I think he's probably taking the time he needs to come back. I mean, he's fought for the title twice. I mean, you're talking about one of the absolute best guys in the world, and like the guys he's losing to aren't UFC newcomers by any means. So I'm gonna go with Llamas in this, just based on experience, really.
Awesome. Yep. All right. So the next fight is the girls. It's Ji Young Kim versus Alexa Grasso. Kim is 3-2 in the UFC, 2 split decision wins and 1 stoppage. She enjoys sitting in the clinch, boxing, but hasn't really fought anyone notable. Alexa's 3-3 in the UFC, but in my opinion, she's obviously fought much better competition. She has wins over Carolina and Randy Marcos, and she's lost to Carla Esparza and Tatiana Suarez. This should be an interesting fight. What do you think about these 2 female strawweights?
I think Alexa wins the fight. Yeah, and you're right. She definitely has fought better competition, and that says a lot. I think that's one thing that people neglect to talk about. They look at the records, they look at maybe styles, how people are losing, but they don't really check out the competition, and that makes such a huge difference. It's one thing losing to someone that's a legit top 10 opponent, or someone that has a ton of experience, and it's another thing losing to somebody that maybe just no one's ever heard of. So yeah, I'm gonna go with Alexa in this fight, just because I think she's just fought better competition, and she has more ways to win.
Great. All right, so co-main is next. Late replacement Robbie Lawler versus Neil Magny. Obviously, these guys are both well-known UFC vets. Always dangerous, ruthless Robbie Lawler enters the fight in a 3-fight losing streak, with his last win coming in 2017 to Donald Cerrone. But obviously, this guy has entertained and engaged in multiple battles that we've seen. He will look to get right here and try another run for the UFC belt versus Neil Magny. Neil has a 4-inch height advantage and 6-inch reach advantage. He's won 4 of his last 5 and looks very impressive lately. He's always a game opponent, rarely steps out of his comfort zone into his opponent's game plan. With a big win here, Neil would most definitely be in the top 10 at welterweight. This is obviously a fight you don't want to miss. What do you think about the co-main tomorrow?
Well, it's hard to bet against Robbie Lawler. I mean, I think Neil Magny beats people with pressure. He almost breaks guys. You know what I mean? Like about midway in the second round, you can see that a lot of the guys that he fights start to fade, and that's really when he puts it on. He trains at elevation. Stylistically, he doesn't really throw anything hard. He kind of just more or less in your face all the time, just putting pressure on people. It's going to be pretty hard to implement that kind of game plan against Robbie Lawler. Robbie Lawler, you can't make that guy quit. You got to kill him. And I just don't know that Neil Magny has the tools to do that. I don't. He's not known for like having devastating power, or I don't think he's going to be the better grappler. I don't think he's going to be able to take him down and hold him down. Obviously, he is bigger, but Robbie Lawler is going to push him back. So if you just look at the styles and the way these guys fight, maybe you look at their last fights and you're like, well, Neil Magny's on a tear and Robbie Lawler, hasn't been doing well. But I'm looking past that and going, well, Robbie Lawler isn't a guy that he never fades in fights. He's always in shape. And he's a hard guy to beat for anybody. And especially for a guy like Neil Magny, who kind of depends on people to, kind of fade later in the fight. I mean, he really beats guys with a bigger gas tank, and you're just not going to beat Robbie Lawler like that. So I'm going to go with Lawler in this fight.
Sweet. All right. So now we got the main event: Anthony Smith versus Alexander Rakic. So Smith is back in there 3 months after taking a lot of damage in his fight, 5-round main event versus Glover Teixeira. Before that, since 2014, he was 15-3. His only losses coming on The Ultimate Fighter, and then a loss to Thiago Santos and John Jones. Obviously, his name's been in title contention for quite some time. As for Rakic, he was on an 11-fight win streak before his last fight, a decision loss to Volkan Ozdemir. I personally think he did enough to win that fight, but again, I'm not a judge. Before that, he KO'd 9 of his 12 wins. He'll look to stand up, use his Muay Thai to do the same here. I'm excited for this one. What do you think about the main event?
So, Anthony Smith, like that you mentioned that Anthony Smith did take a ton of damage in that fight, and you got to wonder, is three months enough time, for him to really heal up? I mean, there's probably a month of just recovery, and then maybe even 6 weeks before he could really even train. So, what do you have? 6 weeks to prepare for the fight? Had he not fought 3 months ago, I think it'd be obvious I'd be picking Anthony Smith. But this one's hard for me to pick because I know Anthony personally, and I think he's going to be pretty hungry going into this fight. But if there's one fight on this whole card that I wouldn't bet on, it would be this one, just because I don't know what kind of physical condition he's in. I don't know if he's doing this because he needs the money, or he wants the money, or this opportunity came up and he just said yes, or if he's doing it because he's truly healed and he's hungry and he wants to come back. But I mean, with that being said, these guys are about the same size. Maybe Anthony doesn't have the same skills, but he's definitely a gritty guy, and he's definitely hard to beat, and he really only loses to guys at the very tippy top. So, I'm going to go with Anthony Smith in this fight. But like I said, I personally wouldn't bet on it.
All right. So now that you mentioned betting, I'm just wondering, do you have any best bets for us for tomorrow?
Ooh. No, I haven't actually seen the line, so I don't know what fight I would really like lay money on. I mean, there's been some fights, and especially in the Contender Series, where I've seen some odds and I'm like, wait, what? And and a lot of these guys I know personally, and then I go look them up and I see who they fought, and I'm like, dude, people just don't even realize how good this guy is. You know what I mean? Like, I don't not know where these lines are coming out. So I've been betting a lot on the Contender Series, and I've done really, really well. But this UFC card, I'm not betting on this one. Just because I just don't know enough about all the guys. I haven't seen them. Sometimes, being in the MMA community, you get some like little insider things, that might, sway your money a little bit, but, yeah, not this time around.
All right. Well, that was cool. I really appreciate you coming on the show. Is there anything you'd like to plug, or can you let our followers know where they can find you on social media?
I'm really, the only thing I ever use is Instagram. Facebook's more like a family thing. So yeah. I don't I'm just on Instagram. The only time I really get on Twitter is to talk shit to people. So, that's the whole game there. I don't follow that shit, but, yeah, Instagram's just Cody StamanN. And I'm on there every day. So if you really want to figure out, what I'm doing day in and day out, that's where to follow me.
All right, sweet. Well, thanks again, man. We'll definitely be rooting for you in the future. That's for sure. And, good luck with everything.
Yeah. Thank you. Thanks for having me.
Yeah. Appreciate it, dude. All right, guys. How about that? Another great week, another great guest. Thanks again to Cody StamanN. What a cool dude. I see we got a lot of people in the chat here. What's up, everybody? Joshua, Connor, Butler, M. Stacks, Millennium Goddess, Bristol, Adam. What's up, everybody? How about Cody calling out O'Malley? I love it. Only on the Run Pure Bets YouTube channel. So hey, another week. Don't forget to catch us tomorrow live betting UFC Fight Night the whole night. Also, follow us on Twitter at RunPureBets. If you hit that like button, because this was a great interview. Cody was a great guest. Make sure to subscribe to our YouTube channel as well. Got to check out the website, runpurebets.com. Since we started, we're up over 30 units. We're cashing people out. We're making everybody some money. Let's keep this up. That about wraps it up. Everybody, good luck on your bets this weekend. And hit that like button. Enjoy the fights. Joey works out. Peace.